I do think that there's a narrative that needs to be discussed on exactly the influence that people that are shooting other people and are given bail, it has an impact on community safety.
Here at Police Headquarters, Chief Mark Saunders detailing what will happen with the $4.5 million program funded by all three levels of government just this week.
The project will include officers from across the city under the centralized command of the Integrated Gun and Gang Task Force. Work will be intelligence-led and include, but not be limited to, proactive monitoring of bail compliance, more engagement with communities and community programs, increased presence and visibility of officers in areas frequently associated with street gangs and gun violence.
So 11 weeks of new community policing, of intelligence-led policing. Saunders wouldn't go into details of how many officers would be involved, exactly how it would play out, saying those are not the types of details he wants given out to the community. But he did say just putting a cop car on the street with the bright paint and the cherry lights won't do it. He needs to have undercover officers and a full mix of what's going on to deal with what he calls a very changing street gang culture in Toronto. No longer is it just about the notoriety, it is about making money, primarily from narcotics. Now, I asked Saunders if he needed his officers to get back to issues like street check or carding. He said not necessarily, but he did call for a bit of help from the judiciary when it comes to keeping people locked up rather than just releasing them on bail.
And it's very frustrating. And when we have cases where people are charged and then they're given bail and the condition is house arrest, and then they breach the house arrest, and then they're arrested again and given house arrest conditions again. So we can do this back and forth. At the end of the day, I do think that there's a narrative that needs to be discussed on exactly the influence that people that are shooting other people and are given bail, it has an impact on community safety.
Bail is an issue that the mayor has talked about extensively. So far, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who could help on that front, has not said much of anything. He's talked about social programs and other issues that are long-term. But in the here and now, Police Chief Mark Saunders says he needs a deterrent. His officers can only do so much with arresting people if the people they arrest are simply back out on the streets days, if not hours, later.